Hello and welcome back to TNI-UK Impacted, episode 174, coming to you live by the Total Nonstop Impact Network on YouTube and Twitch. And if you listen on the go, then we are also available on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows. I am, of course, your host, Bison, and today I am joined by the one and only, coming to us from the void, the Joker, and of course, our resident DJ, LimpstarUK. Hey, Craig, how's it going? Hey, Joe, how are you doing?
Oh, man, good to have you guys back. Hope you're both well. Hope you're both fit as a fiddle. You know, it was a really scary week last week, to be fair. But I just want to say thank you to everyone in the comments, like Courtney and Mia and everyone who kind of like helped me along last week, because we've got our regulars and that, and they helped me through, and of course our American associates, they were I feel sorry for them. They must have had a headache after listening to me ramble on last week, but it was as scary as it was a fun show, and I'm really glad to be here. But
to be fair, bud, I did throw you in it with like 15 to 20 minutes to go, and I was like,
try two.
I suddenly felt like absolute shit, and I was like, oh my god, I can't go on like this. And of course, Joe had his fall, and so he wasn't around either. And poor old Craig was like, shit, up to his solo. Luckily, the Bone Man and of course Bill were available to jump in and help out, which was great.
Bill.
They did a great job. And Craig, you did an amazing job as well. Obviously, you didn't quite follow the same format, but it was all right. It was exactly that. And guys, anyone in the chat who's asking about Steve, yes, Steve is producing today. So he's going to be producing the show for us. You got to remember, Steve's taken a little step back. He is not been able to find the time to watch the shows recently, so we kind of felt like it was silly for him, or he felt it was wrong to come in here and sort of kind of like show opinions on the show that he doesn't watch. Fair enough, I get that, and but we are lucky enough to have him become our behind the scenes producer for now, and I'm hoping he might start doing this on a regular basis, because it will help. It would be great if he did, but no, it was great. And thank you for people that are currently sending happy birthdays to me. Yes, I am officially half a century now, and I have been since Sunday. I think I'm doing all right for that.
You don't look a day over 49.
I'm doing great. So I'm quite happy with that. But thank you for all the happy birthdays I have from everybody, including the guys from TNI, and of course, everybody else that's part of the TNI family. I do appreciate it. It's really nice. Can I just say a quick hello to Courtney, Mir, Barry Monkey, Simon Plum, Courtney. I did mention Courtney already. Adam.
Yes, definitely. We mentioned Courtney twice.
Here on that.
Exactly. Cool. I'm just sorry.
Is Gib in the chat yet? Is Gib here?
We got Punk's here. So it's all good. Hang on a second. I just got some good news. Hang on. Yeah. Also, just reply to that good news there. You'll get to find out soon enough, Craig. So guys, I'll tell you what, I'm just going to let you know, you need to spread the word of the show. All right. We need to get the word out there, because today we will be having a super special guest. Okay. And it will be coming in probably in the next 15, 20 minutes. So get the word out there. Let people know we've got a special guest coming on. And I'm not going to say who it is yet, because I want you all guys to be surprised. Funny enough, I think even Craig's going to be surprised.
You're not going to say his name?
I'm
the
not.
Kiss Demon.
I am not going to say his name. I'm not going to say his name at all, because
Joe, is that a spoiler?
Maybe not.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
You're just going to have to wait and see, mate. You're just going to have to wait and see. But we've got a special guest coming on, which is going to be great. I just want to quickly do another shout out. We've got Amy Hutchison in the chat. It's great to see you, Amy. Thanks for joining us. It could be, look at that. They're bringing it in now. Simon Plum thinks it could be Scott. We've got Courtney saying it could be AJ Francis. Is the guest Henry Winkler? No, I can't imagine why Henry would be on the show, but it's actually the what was the name of the guy? What was the name of the guy that wore the stormtrooper mask and ran through the wall with a stormtrooper mask on? I can't remember who that was. Anyway,
I know you mean.
Yeah, it could be him. Could be Goldberg or Gilbert. Could be Gilbert. You never know. It could be the Swingman. I know that Craig would love the Swingman, baby. Yeah, Swingman Daddy. Yeah, he's going to come on, or it could be a ham and egger. You never know. Maybe it's the good hands. They're a bunch of ham and eggers. Maybe it's them. You never know. They're good, but they're ham and eggers. Yeah. So who knows? So just spread the word, guys. Get it out there. Let's get as many people in the show as you possibly can. Check it out. And guys, if you're new to the show, and you're liking the format so far, please subscribe to the channel. Let everybody know about us. That's the key. We are a fan-led, the Shockmaster. That's it, Shockmaster. Right. We also.
I love you.
Anyway, so hang on. I've just had another one. Hang on, 2 seconds. This is our special guest, guys. It's important that I check this.
The suspense is killing us.
Yeah, the suspense.
He's not even looking at messages, Joe, is he? He's looking at boobs.
No, not. Yeah, really, really.
He's 50. He's a bit too old for that sort of thing now.
I'm too old for that.
He's seen them all. He's seen them all.
On the wrong side. On the wrong side of 50 now. So here's an interesting thing, right? Because one thing I can't say anymore, because when I was in my 40s, I could be 40 something, couldn't I? But obviously, now that I'm in my 50s, I'm always now going to be 50 something, aren't I?
Oh, see, so I'm fully with you on what you say there, because I'm 39 on Monday, but I found that as soon as you get to 35, you're just nearly 40. So I've been nearly 40 for like past 4 years. And then as soon as I get to 40, I'm just going to be on my way to 50 for 10 years. So it's kind of like you just get a good 15 years of just nearly this, nearly that. It's just, I'm not looking forward to it. I think I'm just going to have to invest in more hats.
Well, yeah, exactly. I'll tell you what I did get for my birthday. It was a fabulous a Star Wars 50 t-shirt. Now I was going to wear it actually today, but it had a Yoda on there, and it was a big massive 50 on the shirt, and I must admit it was a nice one. I did like it. Unfortunately, I spilt some of my dinner on it yesterday, so I had a bit of wash. All right, because you see, when you turn 50, there's another problem. You start missing your mouth when you're eating, and it all starts to go down you and stuff. So I think I might have to go out and get myself one of them man bibs.
Man bibs.
Because you never know. I mean, might have to have a
I wonder what you're gonna.
That's exactly what it looked like. It did. It looked like that. That's exactly what it looked like. So thanks for that, Steve.
Have you still got your You still got your Good Brothers top with the paint on it? You still got that one?
Oh, the one that caused all that. That caused all the issues.
Yeah.
Did you know? Are you aware of that?
I'm not aware of it. Oh, did you get in trouble for it?
Here's a story. Here's a story for you, right? So, I used to be part of the wrestling, pro wrestling global community. Okay. And of course, I was in there. I was doing my thing. One day, I put up a picture of myself in my Good Brothers T-shirt doing the painting, and of course, the shirt was covered in paint, and I was kind of like, oh, damn it, I'm gonna have to buy a new one. I was just joking around. I was just saying like, blah blah blah, and all this about my shirt. And next thing you know, in my DMs, I'm getting messages saying, what is blasphemy that I was getting like paint on my Cook Brothers shirt. And you know, there's some people out there that can't even afford to buy a wrestling shirt, and you're just using yours for painting and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, man, really?
So two things on that. The messages were actually from Carl Anderson, and the other one is in future you should paint naked.
There you go. Maybe I should. Yeah. What's AARP in the UK? What the hell's that? Bison, do you have AARP? I don't even know what that is. ARP.
No.
What's that? Do you know what that is, Joe?
Not a clue.
Angry Aardvarks Racing Pigeons. Yes, we do. Yes.
Okay.
It's well known.
Well, if you want any pigeon posting, just check out my YouTube channel. There's a few YouTube shorts of pigeons up on there at the moment.
Yes, you heard it here first, pigeon fans.
Yeah, I got them. It's definitely whooshing over my head right now. Yeah, so I didn't get that one, but there you go. Barry's saying his 60 is going to be great because he's going to get his bus pass. Courtney's 36, bless her. If only I was 36 again. I think I'd be pretty happy if I was 36 again, but I'm not. Anyway, guys, let's get into the news, rumors, and TNA Impact recap of the week, shall we?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Joe Hendry food fight featuring one of the good hands himself, John Skyler. I haven't seen it. I am actually a little bit of a John Skyler fan. I quite like John Skyler, I must admit. You know, but yeah, I am. Along with the American TNI guys, they really like John Skyler as well. But anyway, I'm going to go and check that one out later if I can. Have you seen it yet?
It's a good one.
Oh, it is it?
Yeah, it's a good one.
I knew Joe would have seen it. Anything you want to mention? Any highlight of the show?
Popeye's chicken is pretty good, apparently.
Okay.
It was. I think it's been the highest rated food item that they've had on Joe Hendry's food fight, even by Joe Hendry himself. Yes.
Wow, that's good. Joe's quite a straight eater. I don't think he's really into sort of spicy foods. He likes plain foods, don't he? And he's a savoury guy. Is that right? I think he's a savoury guy. I'm sure he said he was a savoury guy.
Yeah, he's a savoury guy.
Yeah, there you go. We also had another Josh Alexander's retro review. Low Key versus AJ Styles versus Jerry Lynn. I haven't seen it, but I remember the match was fucking awesome. So I'm going to say that I will be checking that one out and see what Josh and George Iceman had to say about that one. So if you've got that, go and check that one out. It's available for Ultimate Insider subscribers or Insider subscribers as well. And I believe it's also available on TNA Plus. So go and check that out. Right. The big news of the week, I guess, the stuff that sort of kind of doesn't seem to have stopped, has to be obviously the departure of the Motor City Machineguns, who apparently finished up their dates with TNA at the recent set of tapings. A bit of celebration backstage by all accounts. It was also wrongly reported that Killer Kelly had departed from TNA, which of course turned out not to be true. Which I knew as soon as that came out was a load of bollocks, because I'm also in the know that she's going off to make a horror movie. She's taking some time out. One of her ambitions in life was to basically act in a horror film. She's had an opportunity.
Yeah.
I think this is probably by one of the production companies that Anthem have. So that should be quite good. And there you go. There's a perk of working for TNA. And apparently Matthew Rayroll is going to be starring in that as well. He's going to have a role in it as well. So
it's Kermit the Frog.
He might be, yeah, Kermit the Frog. Special guest appearance from Kermit the Frog. So I don't know, but by all accounts, it's that's what it is. But it's a real sad end of an era. Motor City Machine Guns have gone. I have to say though, it's not the first time that both these guys have been gone from the company. And guess what? We survived. We survived the lack of Motor City Machine Guns. So I think that from what I can gather though, they're sort of kind of they want to almost do like they want to do some stuff in Japan. I think they want to do a bit of a sort of farewell type tour. Both guys are in their 40s now. It's not like they're young, young guys that are buggering off to WWE or anything like that. I mean, I don't, I know that Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley have a big role backstage. But again, straight away, Scott D'Amore, blah blah blah. No, it may be, part and parcel of their decision, but I think it's more to do with themselves. And from what I can gather, they were at a big party. There was a very positive way, and like I said, they both have very positive things to say about TNA. So I just think people blow everything out of proportion. What do you think, Craig?
Yep.
That's perfect timing, to be fair. Like, I have had a discussion with like a couple workmates and that are aware of TNA and stuff, and they were like, "Oh, you're losing all your big stars," and I'm kind of like, "Are we though?" Because yes, they are big, and yes, they are like TNA originals and stuff like that. We're always going to be thankful of the history that, like, the Machineguns, brought us and stuff like that. They've had some of the best matches. We've seen some of the best matches, and it's been them involved,
Mm-hmm,
But then with them going, that leaves a massive gap for the next tag team to step up. Look at our current tag team champions. Look at other people. Look at the Good Hands and stuff. They're coming through. They're quite a strong pairing and stuff like that. It's I think to say that because one team has left a massive roster is stupid. It's bone idle. It's the thing is as well isn't it funny how TNA always loses big stars? We get people who may not have done that well in NXT. We may get people who've not been under the limelight in AEW. They come here, they leave as a big star.
Right.
It's one of those things where I just think people who want to say like, "Oh, you're losing your biggest stars." Who is the biggest star? Are they the biggest stars right now? Or
I just want to know when was the last time Motor City Machine Guns actually had a tag match?
Well, I think that goes along with the storyline as well for the Time Machine and stuff. And like I said to you guys the other day, I don't know if you've seen them elsewhere, but Shelley was starting beef with Santana, formerly of LAX, and that, so
yeah,
it's weird. Is he going to go on a complete singles run? Is Sabin going to do the same? Have they got unfinished business in Japan? Have they got an offer from one of the other promotions and stuff? Who knows? But the fact of the matter is that you look at the troubled history we had with Shelley, because he said he couldn't commit to Impact because of his other job and other commitments. Yeah. We've seen some of the best years of Shelley, I thought, especially with like Wrestle House and stuff like that, So
I can tell you now, I would be extremely surprised if Motor City Machine Guns end up with AEW or WWE, for the simple fact that Alex Shelley, for a start, he's got his own school, wrestling school. He does. He's a paramedic. Like his other job means a lot to him. I don't think he would give that up. He's a physio, I believe, as well, isn't he? So there's loads of things that he would have to give up if he was to go on the road with WWE, even if it was on like a 6 month to a year contract. It might be big, it could potentially be big money, but I just don't think he would want to do it. But who knows? I mean, like I said, I think, to me, when I look at the places and when I look at what they seem to be doing moving on, to me, it looks like they're going on some sort of world tour. Whether that's a farewell tour or, to lead to retirement, I don't know. But that's what it looks like to me. And I'm not saying they won't go to AEW. They might go and do a couple of shows. They might do a short-term paper appearance thing. I don't know. Or they may even turn up. They may even turn up at WWE. They may. I believe they're doing some big like TLC match or something, aren't they? Or something.
What are they going to be in WWE? I know they trademarked the name, but is Alex Shelley going to entertain that, or are they going to be like the the Detroit Pistols or something. Do you know what I mean? They
might not be the Motor City Machine Guns. If they were going to go somewhere, they would have to be the Motor City Machine Guns, wouldn't they? Because that's what they're
but I think, like you've said, I think they've done well. As Simon said in the comments and stuff, they've done everything they can in TNA. They've obviously seen a gap in the market, or they might be being really noble and say, like, look, Saban's just done his X Division stint. Shelley was a heavyweight champion. Maybe it is time to just leave that door open. I bet they're not burning their bridges. We'll see them again one day, but we don't know in what kind of position.
Of course they're not. And I can't see that happening. But and like I say, they're always very positive about TNA anyway. And why wouldn't they be? They love the brand, they love the company. They have done for all those years. I just can't see it. You're right. Yeah, they have trademarked Motor City Machine Guns. I'm surprised that hasn't been done before. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, very good. Sorry. No, that's very interesting. Okay. So, guys, I advise you to let everyone know they need to be tuning in to TNI-UK Impacted within the next 5 minutes. Okay. It's gonna get very exciting in here in the next 5 minutes. Now, I was going to get stuck into the results from Xplosion, but because for obvious reasons, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to mention that there was obviously a few names have been removed from the TNA roster page. Obviously, Bully Ray, Subculture, Johnny Swinger, and a few other guys have been taken off the page now. Heath, yeah,
that's not a big loss.
Sue Young is still on there though, apparently. You know what?
Who?
Sue Young is still there, apparently.
I've got a theory. Sue Young's coming back, mate. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm dying to see Sue Young come back, and I want to hopefully see Ali come back too. Because I've only just noticed after watching Impact yesterday that on Rosemary's cane it's a rabbit head. I've only finally realised it now. Yes. First glance, I thought it was an eagle's head. Being like in an American promotion, it's an eagle, so it's got or some sort or an owl or something like that. When I had a good look at it yesterday, it was a rabbit, and then I'm itching to see Ali back for ages. And
did you see on Xplosion, Joe?
Sorry,
did you see Rosemary on Xplosion?
Yes.
Yeah, that match with Masha, that's one of the best matches I've seen of Rosemary in years.
Yeah,
and this is it was on Xplosion, to be fair.
It was a brilliant. I loved it. It was a great match. Funny enough, I watched it earlier just before the show because I wanted to try and watch it because I've been struggling to get Xplosion in. I'm a busy guy. So I have been struggling a little bit to get Xplosion in. That's why I have to get up in the middle of the night to watch Impact, because if I don't get up in the middle of the night to watch it, I won't get a chance to watch it. So it's one of those things for me. It's a nightmare. But what I always say is when talent go, they bring in more talent.
Yes, exactly that.
I'm gutted to see that Subculture's gone because, and I know they're still having issues with visas.
Yeah, I think that's the only reason why that's the only reason why they're not on the page now. If they can get visa sorted, they'll probably be
because they can get them in.
Yeah,
I think they would sign them. I do. I honestly believe they would sign them if they could get these visas sorted out. I don't know what the problems are, but obviously that's the issue. And so it's a bit of a shame. But obviously, Buddy Ray's gone. Well, we haven't seen him for a long time anyway. Johnny Swinger, we haven't seen for a long time anyway. So again, as far as I'm concerned, it's more of a tidying up the page exercise, really. And I'm not really bothered about the ones that they've removed. So that's that, I guess. I'm just having a look at my things. I don't want to get into any sort of results or anything like that because we won't have time.
Let me just throw in then on Xplosion. Did you hear what Gia called Bhupinder Guja?
No, I didn't. What did she call him?
My God. Boopy Googe. That's it. Just Boopy Googe. I was just like, right, he needs to come out before his music hits. It needs to just go Boopy Googe and then start the music. I just think that would be brilliant. We could see like a whole character thing, but to be fair, with the interview he had,
she is so sweet. I think
with the interview that he had, like the offer that he made her at the end, I can see a rivalry being started up between him and Ace Austin. If he's
really,
yeah.
Oh, Boopy Gooch. I like it. Boopy Gooch. That's cool. I think we should start a trend now. Hashtag Boopy Gooch. Let's get it out there. I think we might have to soundbite this section. But yeah, so everything's going well. Simon Plumley's saying he's obviously hoping we see Su Yung in Decay. I'm not sure about that, but I don't know. I have this thing in my head that you got to remember that it was Su Yung that killed off Ali.
Yeah.
So I think it needs to be Su Yung that brings back Ali as an undead character.
Yeah.
That's what I think, because Sue, she now becomes a slave to Sue initially. I think that would be really cool, and then maybe somehow Rosemary manages to save her from being an undead character or something. I don't know. Maybe there's something.
If Ali comes back, we need to have Josh Matthews calling her an Easter egg again, because that was just gold.
Well, Easter is coming. We have got Easter coming up soon too. So if bunny,
oh my god, it ties in.
If the bunny comes back for Easter, I'll be so pleased.
Can you imagine it? The bunny coming back on Easter, on the Easter episode of Impact Wrestling? The bunny turns up. That would be funny. But anyway, so I think that we could start seeing a few people turn up at Rebellion. I've got my eye on Camille, whatever her name is, from NWA. She has claimed that she is signed. So she has signed somewhere.
TNA? Oh
no. She's just claimed. She stated that she has signed a contract, but hasn't said who. So wherever she turns up now, it's going to be obviously a surprise. I think she's going to turn up at Rebellion. It makes total sense to me.
Yeah.
She turns up at Rebellion to then be the next challenger for Jordynne Grace.
Yeah, true. That'd be good.
Makes sense. It does make sense to me. And then, of course, I also believe Mike Santana. So we'll talk about that this week. Chris Van Vley interviewed Mike Santana, who's obviously seems to be big. I mean, he bigs up the potential return to TNA.
He's looking absolutely incredible.
His story is really good, and I think it's definitely, if you've not seen the interview, it's a no holds barred interview, or whatever you want to call it. He tells all. He talks about his split with Ortiz, and he talks about his issues with drink and drugs, alcohol abuse and stuff, his addictions, and that now he's literally, 2 years sober or something. So he's got himself back together again. Now, it's not that long ago that we had this conversation with Jake Christ. And he's saying, like, you're never cured. It's you just have to keep going day to day. Don't think long term. Think, I'm not gonna lapse today. And if you keep thinking that way every single day, then you'll never lapse. I think it's fantastic, and I am interested. I've noticed Norbert in the chat is asking there about Masha Slamovich, who we think could potentially be her new partner. I don't know. I got absolutely no idea. I know that she's been partnering with someone else on the Indies recently, but I have absolutely no idea who that could be. But it would be cool.
Last week about Masha, because she's going to be on Josh Barnett's Bloodsport against a WWE talent whose name has completely left me.
Really? Who's what? Yeah. A former WWE talent, not current one. Shayna Baszler, I think. Okay, but she's not currently signed, surely.
I'm not sure, but either way, it's going to be. Have you seen Bloodsport? Do you know the concept of it?
Yeah, I do.
So not really.
Yeah. So sorry, Joe. So do you remember that match between Kenny King and Mike?
Yes.
Bailey, so it's like that. So there's no ropes, and you can only win by knockout or submission. So it's almost like MMA, but it's still like more wrestling orientated than that. I watched Bloodsport 9 recently. It had Yuya on it, it had Speedball on there, and it's like some quite weird matchups, if you will, But yeah, Masha's going to be doing one of these Bloodsport matches against, I think it's Shayna Baszler. I think that's how you say it. Oh, sorry. And Courtney says she is actually still signed to WWE. That's it.
Amazing. That's amazing.
So,
I just couldn't imagine that happening. I really couldn't imagine that happening. I think that's fantastic. But guys, it looks like our special guest has arrived. And, before we bring him in to see everybody, make sure, guys, in the chat, you let everybody know who this special guest is and who is appearing here on Impacted right now. And he is the #1 contender for the X Division title to face Mustafa Ali at Rebellion, of course. That is the man simply known as Jake something.
Ooh.
I was doing the thing. Oh, cool.
There he is. Look at that.
That's a good intro. Look at that. Be ready for it.
The legend is here. The legend is in the house. And he's even wearing his TNA hat by the looks of it, which is
I had to.
You had to, brother. Welcome to the show, Jake. It is so cool to have you on. And when I spoke to Simon about this yesterday, I was so excited because I said to him, I said, look, man, I can't do an interview on a Wednesday because I do a live show. I just can't do it. And I can't let the boys down. I can't let, no matter how cool it was, even if it was, I don't know, Stone Cold Steve Austin or something. There's just no way I could let the boys down. So I said, but if we could get him live on the show, I think the chat will go wild. And they seem to have done it already. The applause are there. Everyone's excited. So it's awesome to have you on the show, bud. And I appreciate you agreeing to doing it. Thank you so much.
No, thanks for having me. Thanks for letting me do this. It's cool.
It is cool. And I'll tell you what, though, right? What a time it is to be Jake something right now in TNA. I mean, you've been on an incredible run since your return. And there was something I wanted to talk to you about, actually. And me and the boys have spoke about it so many times. When you entered, it's Hard to Kill. When you entered Hard to Kill and you entered the ring, what was going through your mind when you literally leaped, which looked to me to be probably about 500 feet from the ramp straight over the top rope into the ring? What was going on through your mind at that moment?
It's hard for me to put into words sometimes for things like that, because especially when I'm out like in my element, like I'm not even a human being anymore. I don't know, man. I just feels like it's like full animal mode. So like I go out there and I remember looking at the ring and maybe it's a blackout moment. I don't know, because I'm just like, you see me yelling stuff. That's not like that's not a fake thing. Oh, hey, I think I should yell. I'm like, that's like just an organic. That's just what's happening. So what you see is what you get. So when you see me go in there and just start screaming, that's what was happening in my head.
It was just insane. I remember saying to the boy, we did a review, obviously, of Hard to Kill, and when we came to the match, the X Division match that you entered, we were just like, man, did you see Jake? He literally flew into the ring. It was the most insane thing I'd ever seen. I was like, what is he on a wire? We were like, did they have him on a wire? What the hell? It was just insane, absolutely insane. It was so good. It was so good. And we are big fans here, Craig and Joan. We're big fans of your work. And you know what? We were absolutely gutted when you left.
Yes.
Obviously, you've come back. You left at the time. At the time, you were.
I was a little.
How did you get over it now?
Well, you were doing the cousin Jake thing with Dean or Cody, and it was kind of fun. We enjoyed it. It was definitely we enjoyed it definitely, but we never felt that you were at that point really reaching your full potential. Now, I was lucky enough to know that you were this other character because obviously Trent, you probably know Trent Zubery, who's part of the Total Nonstop Impact channel. Well, one of the main men, man. He's my boss, effectively. And he put me onto you via AAW. So I'd seen your work as Jake something. And he said to me, he said to me all the time, he said, I don't understand why Impact are not letting him go with this Jake something character. It's so good. And then they did, but it never, I don't know. The first time around, it never really seemed to sort of kind of take off. Do you have a feeling why? Do you think it might have had something to do with the fact that you were doing the sort of kind of Diener thing first, and it sort of kind of, it didn't kind of work because of that, or what do you think?
No, I don't think it was because of that. Because I think all the Diener stuff was very fun, very awesome, and I think that had a lot of life to it too that didn't get fleshed out. Yeah. But when you, even timeline wise, in that time period I was with TNA for 3 years, and if I remember correctly, maybe a year or less of that time was as Jake something. It may have even been like maybe a year and a half, but even after becoming, me, when I finally got to be me, there was lots of stops and starts, right? So I think that was the biggest problem in that point in time, or it's just, it didn't really get to breathe. It didn't get fleshed out, or even when I, first got to really become me, right? This like metamorphosis, I don't think it got to get fleshed out the way that it deserved to, so I think we left a lot on the table. Yeah, I think we left a lot on the table as Diener, and at the very, very beginning as Jake something here in TNA. But I left for a lot of reasons, because I had to get my mind right, and I had to get better. I think I've said that a million times. I knew that I was capable of more, and I knew that TNA knew I was capable of more. So I wanted to go out and show them that, essentially. And I think that I know that I did that because I'm back. And exactly. Back, it's, I've hit the ground running, and now it's like, this is what I wanted it to be before, but it didn't get to be. And that's not, I'm not going to blame anyone for that. That, again, I had to leave and try to get better and get better in every way. And now you're seeing it all the way it should be. Now we get to see everything that we cultivated, and it all led to this. So I don't have any negative feelings about anything in the past. It was all awesome. It was all fun. I love Diener, man. We went our separate ways, and we bashed heads, but you got to do what you got to do, and wrestling is a tricky business, and we're all going to get stabbed in the back. We're probably
it's one of the greatest heel turns I've ever seen. Nobody expected it, and it was just so heartbreaking, but brilliantly done.
Yeah, it's one of those things that in the moment, I wasn't a big fan of it, but I think maybe I'm still not a fan of it. So maybe a few years from now, when I go back to it, I'll be able to look at it with a different appreciation, where I was like, somebody got to enjoy it. No, hey, he had to do what he had to do. So, I can't fault him too much for that.
No, definitely. So, fast forward back to you coming back, and you had a massive reception. When you obviously turned up, and everyone was like, "Oh yeah, Jake's back. This is fantastic," and everyone was shouting something, and it was all really cool. And then it sort of kind of, I think it then took a little, because obviously you came back pre the brand change. You came back obviously when it was still Impact, and I think the momentum kind of slowed a little bit, and then but I think as soon as we hit Hard to Kill, as soon as we got back into this TNA thing, that momentum now all of a sudden is like bam, we're going full steam ahead. This guy is got something about him. Funny enough, you see what I did there, didn't you? But obviously he's gonna, we're gonna push him to the moon, and I think that's what they're doing with you right now. Now, I do want to ask you one other question though. When you look at the character that you've created and the way that you look, all right, because because every time I see you, you remind me of Harley Race. Okay, so did you? Cool. Very cool. Did you think maybe when you were doing the beard and the hairstyle and the way you sort of portray yourself? Was Harley Race in your mind at all or not? Or am I reaching too much here?
No, I mean that's awesome. So keep reaching, because I think that kind of stuff is cool. Any lines you want to make is cool. I was just that's just who I am. You know, it's hard to even say that, like, even presentation wise, that anything is much of a character, because it's just me. You know, I just was like, yeah, I guess I'll cut my hair. I think it's time, and that's all I did. Look wise, you know, I was just like, yeah, I kind of want to have shorter hair now. I've had my hair up in a bun for like 5 or longer years. I don't remember how long ago it was. It was a long period of time, but yeah, I just felt like I should let my flocks go.
Interesting. Mir in the chat there, Mir Nisi was a big fan of our show. He says he thinks that you remind him a little bit of Hercules Hernandez.
I've got like, that's the coolest. It's very cool to me because he just looks so awesome. But when I first cut my hair, you know, I've had curly hair my whole life, and for the most part, I've always had long hair. But this is like, I guess, the first I've had it, like, the short and curly since I've been, like, I don't know, in high school. And so being a grown man with it now, I look a little different than I did when I was a kid. So having all these people tell me I look like Hercules Hernandez, who is just awesome looking, is so cool. And I'm legitimately, it's every show. I don't know if there's been a show I've been to since I've had my hair this length where there hasn't been at least one person that said that. So it's awesome.
There you go. So how cool is that? That's really cool. Now, let's fast forward a little bit to where we are now. Obviously, you've just literally won that. I forgot, it's the Rebellion
referendum.
That's it, the Rebellion referendum match, where you've now become the number 1 contender to face Mustafa Ali at Rebellion in April. You know, I mean, you look unstoppable at the moment. I mean, you know, have you got any words, you know, for with regards to the referendum win, you know, for Mustafa Ali, and of course, who is currently the X Division champion?
So my favorite part about getting to go back and watch that back this past week was when I won. You know, there's a nice shot of the crowd behind me. They're very excited, which was cool. And then immediately the camera pans over to Mustafa, who is like just ghost face white.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? This can't be. And then there's another shot, and I actually have a couple of pictures, which was really cool, but it was really awesome getting to actually watch it live, you know, watch it back. You see these fans that they see Mustafa reacting to me winning, and they see that he's terrified, and they're all just like, oh yeah. Watching it back is seeing them see what he was going through, watching me win.
Yeah, I mean, one of the best things about that match, you know, obviously the incredible in-ring action. We saw the debut of the incredible Leon Slater, who we all know here, obviously in the UK, is a hell of a talent. And you know, I cannot wait to see how he does. I mean, Christ, the kid's what, 19 years old or something? Like, he's going to be a massive star in the X Division, I think, for the future, without doubt. I hope, actually, I don't know if you know Man by Dyrese. Have you ever met Dyrese?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, Leon's tag partner, they have a tag team called Boisterous Behavior here in he is incredible as well, right? And he's got a really unique entrance where he raps his own entrance music. It's really quite cool. It's very good, isn't it, boys? It is good.
I'm leaving you on that one, mate. You've just turned 50 and you're talking about rap music.
I know, it's crazy. It's crazy. I was 50 on Sunday, Jake. So
hey, happy birthday.
Thank you very much. And so I'd like to see him turn up as well, because he's an incredible wrestler too. But aside from that, obviously you've now built yourself up, and you're now ready to take on Mustafa Ali for the X Division Championship at Rebellion. I think the time is now for something to take that title away from Mustafa Ali, and I think, you know, if we can get a really good X Division run from you, I think the crowd will go.
You deserve it as well.
Thank you. I mean, I appreciate that. I mean, on all fronts, that's awesome. And that y'all believe in me in that way. I believe in me in that way too. I've been saying it's my time for a long time, but I think that now is the time I feel it the most. Like it's not like
I've been pushing for it, pulling for it on Twitter for it. This man needs the Xplosion title.
One of my favorite matches outside of Impact and TNA is when you fought Josh in AEW. I always talk about like option C. I mean,
yeah.
So if you took option C, if Josh was the champion, you took option C, cashed in the X division and went for the heavyweight, that would be a dream match for me. I know it's a scenario. I'm not a writer, but can you imagine? Do you know what I mean? That would be amazing.
Hey, I've had that exact same thought in my head before, so I think we're on to something there.
Send me their number. I'll do the writing. I've got it sorted.
We've got it done. We're writing it. So no, I think it'd be fantastic. But Jake, you know what? I'm running out of time, and I'm conscious I've only got till 7. So 7 here in the UK for you. I guess it's. Are you Central or are you Eastern?
It's 3 p.m. here.
3 p.m. There you go. So I'm conscious I don't want to run over time. But it's been fantastic having you on the show. I cannot wait to see you take on Mustafa Ali at Rebellion. I think it's going to be an amazing pay-per-view.
Send him into the void.
Yes, you're going to send him into the void.
What a cool name.
It's fantastic. But it's great to have you on the show. And can I just say, guys, make sure you check all of Jake's work out. Where can we find you on the social? If there's people in the chat now that are watching the show, they don't know where to find you on the social media or find out where they could buy some of your merch or stuff like that, where can we find you, Jake?
On pretty much any social media, type in @Jake_, that'll be me. And then I'm assuming we're all here because we love TNA, right? So you know where to find me on TNA. I watch it on YouTube. I do that Ultimate Insiders. It's sick. So that's where I watch it. So you can watch me there too.
Ultimate Insider, we've got the TNA Plus app now as well, haven't we, guys?
Oh, yeah. That's a game changer for real.
Oh, man, it's cool, isn't it? It is cool. And I love it. I think the, getting Endeavor involved in all of that is fantastic. But all I've got to know is, can you say, what's my name? And that when we can send you out with a response from the team here.
Oh, I can absolutely say it. I'll do a nice little up close one, though.
Go on then, go for it.
What's my name?
Something!
Love
it. Thanks, God. Thank you, Jake, for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Cheers,
and
man.
all the best for Rebellion.
Thanks, y'all.
Take care. Wow. Jake something, everyone. How cool was that? Hey, how cool was that? And guys, I need everyone to know that I think Joe knew. Steve obviously knew in the background, and I think he heard me. I think Joe was just coming into the.
I heard you mention it, and then I got sent back out to the StreamYard forum. I accidentally left the studio rather than log myself in. So I heard you say Jake said things, I guess. Then I left the studio.
Yeah.
But I
managed to keep it from Craig. And he was guessing all sorts of names. And
I thought it was Johnny Springer. So,
well, there you go. You thought Johnny
Springer was coming
in. Yeah, wow,
you guys swing.
That was cool. That was cool to have. Jake on the show.
Oh, that was insane.
What an absolute legend. I'm hoping that Simon will help us out in the future with a few other guests like that live. That would be very cool. But we'll see. It's great it's been so good to have Jake on the show. We've been a fan of his for such a long time, and we talk about him all the time, don't we? And that's the thing, we talk about him all the time. So it was awesome to have him on. But anyway, guys, remember, you need to let everybody know. We need to make sure that we're getting these thumbs up. We need to make sure that we're getting the shares. Let everybody know. We had Jake on the show today, because that is a pretty cool thing. It's a pretty cool thing. But guys, we need to get on with the show, don't we? We do need to get on with the show.
Maybe just a little bit.
Oh yeah, I forgot we have a show.
Yeah, I forgot all about it. I'm like, what? So we've spoke about most things already, which is great, and it almost fell into the time frame that I thought that we were going to have our guest on. So I've done all right there. And we've already talked about Xplosion, Jamie. We talked about the Rosemary Masha match. To be fair, there wasn't a lot else to talk about because the two matches prior to that were just TNI Plus matches, I believe. So they were fine, but I don't. That sort of stuff gets on my nerves. I want to see more of the current stuff.
I think it's going to probably go back to formula when they go back into the States. I think it's because they're in Canada that the whole taping schedule's a bit messed up at the moment, basically. So they've not been able to get team matches on Xplosion.
Maybe.
At least we've got to see Boopy Gooch.
Yeah. Sorry, Frank, what was that?
At least we got to see Boopy Gooch.
We did.
Yeah, we got to see Boopy Gooch. And that amazing match with Mickie James and Tasha Steelz as well. It was great to see that again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was good. Yeah. So we do
like a bit of hardcore country.
Hardcore country.
I have done that for ages. I love it.
Exactly.
I love it. Okay.
It was almost pure coincidence that match was shown, and that happened. And it's your birthday on Sunday.
Oh yeah.
I think they had that set up. I think.
You're right. They did. They did definitely. Right. Okay. So let's get on with it. Let's get on with the show. We're already nearly an hour in, 51 minutes in. So let's get into the show. Let's talk about the Impact results then. So the show obviously kicks off with the Rebellion referendum show. Of course, we have literally just spoken to the winner of that match, but it was a number one contender match for the X Division title. The entrance was Leon Slater, Chris Bay, Alan Angels versus Jason Hodge, Kevin Knight, and of course the ultimate winner, Jake something. Obviously, Mustafa Ali was joining the commentary team. And I have to say, with Jake winning that, he's literally just touched upon it as well. And I've got it in my notes. Yeah. To see the face that Ali pulled when Jake was the winner. I think, of course, we're now going to see them face off.
Throughout the match, he's there saying, "No, Jake something's not going to win this. He's not. He shouldn't be there." And Tom Hannafin's just laughing his head off when Mustafa Ali get cuts to Mustafa Ali, and Tom Hannafin's pissing himself laughing.
Brilliant. It was good. I mean, you've got. I thought this was great. I've seen a couple of people moaning about these multi-man matches recently, but I have to say, it was a fucking good match to start the show.
Yeah.
Like, it was really good. Leon Slater got all his shit in. Chris Bay got loads of shit in. Jason Hart.
Kevin Knight got a load. Yeah, and we got Leon Slater versus Kevin Knight, hopefully on Xplosion this week, I think. So
it's mad to see, like, TNA, since we've rebranded and that, it's just fully gone in. Every single episode has just been boom, full steam ahead from the opening, and I can't get over it. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like we're getting a pay-per-view match from the outset. So it's a great time to be a TNA fan.
It really is. It really is. It's been a while since we've seen Taurus, but he has something to say about it by the looks of it. We then get Dirty.
That soundbite had relevance anymore, but it still does. I guess
it still hits. It still hits. Dirty Dango blames Bravo and Proteus for his lack of success, and basically Proteus walks off. And that's it. I believe he's disappeared off the roster page, so I think that's how Proteus is gone. So now I don't have to worry about that stupid first name ever again. But
what's his name?
Oleg.
Oleg.
Doesn't have the same ring as Charlton's. Doesn't have the same ring as saying what's his name something.
Yeah.
All right, what's his name? Oleg.
Okay. Then backstage we find Gia Miller is asking Rich Swann for an explanation on why he betrayed Joe Hendry, but AJ Francis tells her she will find out the same time as everyone else in the ring next week, and obviously didn't allow Rich Swann to speak.
You are banned from diving.
You are. Yeah, we love that one.
You are banned from diving.
What would you have done, Stephen, backstage, Stephen, if it was AJ Francis that turned up? Would you have played it? That's what I want to know. Would you?
I would have. I would have tried not to, but I would have left it right till the end and have my finger hovering over there.
As we're saying goodbye, just pop it in there.
Oh,
that was brilliant. That was okay. So we then obviously go back to the ring. And Dina, cuts a promo where he blames himself for all of his failures and says from now on he's going to ask the fans what they want him to do, which is kind of weird. Out walks GYV, and of course Zack Gibson basically calls Dina a loser, etc. And we then get a bit of a beatdown.
Craig needs a translator for it.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
I didn't get a word, mate. Not a word.
Not a word. Not a sausage. No. Sorry.
I was like, don't do this again. I went on closed captions on YouTube and everything. Didn't get a word.
Not a word. Use Google Translate. Nothing. Absolute nothing. Time Splitters come out and we get GYB versus Time Splitters after what I thought was pretty competitive match, to be fair. Kushida gets the win by submission for the Time Splitters. I quite like this match. I think it was a bit shorter than I was expecting it to be, and I have to say I don't get the Dina stuff. I don't know. I don't think it needed that, but I don't know. We'll see where that goes. So we then get Tom Hannafan sits down with Alex Hammerstone for a frank and honest discussion. Yeah. When Hannafan criticizes Hammerstone in how he won its sacrifice, Hammerstone storms off.
Thomas has been a naughty boy.
Yeah, so he wasn't very happy with that. Obviously holding Josh's headgear in his hand and stuff. But I quite like it when they do these like sits down with Tom Hannafan things, and they always go wrong. Okay, we then head back to the ring, and we've got Crazy Steve. He retains his digital media championship title over PCO. I thought this match was shite. Just saying. I don't even want to talk about it. It was that bad.
Oh man, do you know what? I was just like, in my mind, I just had shite, and you just went. Yeah. I thought that match was shite. For anyone tuning in from America, that means shit.
Yeah, that match was absolute pants. And I'm gutted really because I think I think Steve deserves more. And I don't know. I've got this thing in my head. I just think PCO needs to join Decay, and I think Steve needs to take him to Decay. I don't know. I've got this thing in my head. Anyway, backstage, Decay and MK Ultra argue who should get the rematch against Spitfire for the KO tag titles. After a short discussion, EY comes out, and after a short discussion tells Kaz he should be careful what he wishes for, as at Rebellion he will face him in a full metal mayhem match. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, I'm so old school full metal mayhem would be amazing. Have like everything around the ring. But of course the old school full metal mayhem had the cage as well. So if we could bring a cage back too, that would be incredible. Really, really old vintage full metal mayhem. But even if you just get the load of metal weapons around the ring, just already pre-placed, just any sort of flashback to when I started watching TNA, that would be amazing. But Kazarian and Eric Young, two TNA originals, they are going to destroy each other in this match, and it's going to be fucking brilliant.
Yeah. I just feel that, like before, when obviously Decay had Taurus, Steve, they paired up as a tag team and all that kind of stuff. I feel with that at the end of the day, Steve deserves a monster as a tag partner, for instance, right? Yeah. As someone who's actually signed to the company, so they could potentially go on and win a tag title.
Oh, yeah, I can see it coming too, but Crazy Steve would have to lose his digital media championship first.
I guess. I get that. Okay, so we got the Full Metal Mayhem match with EY. That's now obviously been made official. We're going to get that at Rebellion, so I'm looking forward to seeing that one. And I did love the discussion with MK Ultra and Decay also, which was pretty cool. We then get Ash by Elegance, as we then treat. She comes out, and obviously, which is obviously a treat as always for everyone watching. She then obviously comes to the ring. She faces Selazia Sparks. Now I've heard of her before. I don't know how to say her name.
She's done a dark match for us before, and
I've seen her before. Yeah,
honestly, I'm never going to forget a girl like that.
You're not.
No, she's well, I just think she's very pretty. But
I hope Michelle's
I'm pretty safe of not being able to. I'm just expressing that I thought the girl was pretty. That was all. I'm not saying that she's saved in my Google search or anything like that. Oh, see, now I've said that, I've been cut off.
Gonna cut you off, mate. Gonna cut you. I'm not interested. No, it's all good. So anyway, Ash, of course, gains a victory after an incredible swanton, which I have to say is one of the best swantons I've ever seen.
Yeah, she did it. She went over halfway across the ring. Over halfway across. Yeah. She even commented on it afterwards on Twitter, saying that it was a lot further than she predicted it to be, and she's still impressed that she managed to hit it just so perfectly. People were questioning how good she is, in the ring, and that fucking hell. You watch what she can do in this match. Watch what she's done in previous matches when she's actually put some offense in, and she's just showing off her versatility a lot more. And now she's going into a full-blown rivalry with Xia Brookside. Now we're going to really see it all really go full throttle now, and we know what Xia Brookside can do.
Yeah, 100 for sure. Norbert, it was a very, very good swanton bomb, right? You got to admit it. It went halfway across the ring. She landed it perfectly. It was a good swanton bomb. Sorry, it definitely was. After the match, she then beats down Sparks, and Xia Brookside comes to her aid. And of course, that sets up a little bit more on that rivalry, doesn't it? Moving forward. So we then get Nick Nemeth comes to the ring to address facing Moose at Rebellion, but Moose and the System come to the ring, and Moose praises Ziggler. Did you catch that?
Yeah,
for beating some of the greatest of all time, but he has never been able to beat the System. And that was that pretty much. I didn't like this in-ring segment. I thought it was slow. And I don't know. I didn't like it. I'm just going to say that. There was a couple of things on the show I've not liked so much tonight, which is unusual. I normally like most of it. But anyway, we then get obviously the main event as Tasha Steelz challenges Jordynne Grace for the Knockouts World Title after a pretty good main event. Worthy match, I have to say. Grace hits a spinning back fist followed by the Juggernaut Driver, which is a great move to win the match and retain her KO title. And then, of course, Impact goes off air. Now, good match, but I mean, obviously,
very good match.
That's obviously Tasha Steelz now written out of the the title, I guess. So where do we go with Tasha from here? I mean, what do you think, Joe?
Oh God, I don't know. If Ash by Elegance wasn't going to be facing off against Xia Brookside, I could have seen her and Tasha Steelz go, because I don't know where Giselle Shaw's gone. So that would have been the only other person I could see Tasha Steelz going for, would be to try and take the spotlight off of Ash by Elegance. Keep the flavor division about the mother.
Okay, that's true. And what do you think? What do you think, Craig? Craig? Oh, is he there? Is Craig there?
I will try and tell you. My signal is pretty poor at the moment. But to be fair, I'd love to see Tasha kind of join up with Ash by Elegance or something like that.
Oh, he's gone. He's gone for a bit. I'm sure he'll be back in a second.
Yes.
Just kick him out, let him back in a second, let him reboot himself and come back in. Yeah, so it is a shame. I don't know. I want to see Kira come back, to be honest. I want to see Kira Hogan come back.
Yeah.
And I want to see Fire and Flavor reunite. What do you think?
Oh, I would love that so much. I know Tasha Steelz is open to the idea too. If it ever is ever an option on the table, she's all for it as well. So and Kira Hogan is too.
Good. I think getting them two back together would be awesome, because I just love the way that they commentate their own matches. I think it's
that was so. That was like one of the big.
I think for me,
it's 2020. You didn't need an audience in 2020. You had Kira Hogan and Tasha Steelz.
Exactly. It was a highlight of that. It was a highlight of the non-audience. The pandemic era was them two commentating their own matches. I thought it was brilliant. I loved it. But yeah, so and then of course this coming week we'll get into what we've got going on there in a second. But guys, listen, before we go any further, we need you guys to hit that thumbs up button. It's really important. Share the show and let them know we've had a guest on tonight. Help us move up the rankings. And if you feel flush, then feel free, pardon me, to slap us a super sticker, because all those things are very, very welcome. I mean, come on, I got you Jake something on the show. That deserves something, surely. Yeah, but the biggest thing has to be to give us those thumbs up and get the show shared. We need to up our fans or subscribers on our channels. We need to get more people watching TNA. We need to get more people watching TNI. The best TNA related channel on YouTube in the world, in my opinion. Yeah, we need to get more people watching, more people following Total Nonstop Impact, and more people following Total Nonstop Action Wrestling as possible. Let's talk about this Thursday. So this Thursday on Impact, we've got a few matches built. All right, the first one I'm going to talk about is got to be the 8-4-1 match to determine the number one contender for the KO title. I think that's going to open the show. It's going to be a while. I think it's going to be quite a long match, because obviously you start off with your 4 tag teams, don't you? Your eight, your 2 4-man teams. And then once one of those teams win, that team then is a 4, all against, winner takes all.
It's a 4-way then, and then
exactly, it's a 4-way to determine the number one contender. Now
it'll start the show. It'll be the main event.
Yeah, there's interesting stuff in this as well, because they've split up tag teams and stuff. So you've got Havoc, Alicia Edwards, Masha Slamovich, and Jody Threat on one side. You've got Ash by Elegance, Danny, Luna, Zaya Brookside, and Rosemary on the other. I think this is going to be a hell of a match. I can see. It's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be Zaya. I think. Right. Okay. So I think the side that's going to win initially will be Ash, Danny, Zaya, and Rosemary. I can't see Zaya winning, because I think Zaya's in a feud with Ash. But I think what will happen is there could potentially be. It could be the reason that Zaya, for instance, doesn't win, or the reason Ash doesn't win, will be because of Zaya, to then build that feud a little bit more. I have a feeling it's going to be Rosemary. I don't know why. I've got a feeling Rosemary's going to win, because I don't think they want to put Masha in too early. It's not going to be Alicia. She's already had a shot recently. Havoc probably not either. I don't think that would work. And I don't think they want. I don't think they're going to want to put Masha against her yet.
No.
I think we could see Masha versus Jordynne Grace at Bang for Glory. I think that would be. Woo-hoo-hoo!
Yeah,
we all know how good that's going to be.
Yeah,
That's going to be amazing. Yeah, definitely. I don't want to hear anything, Mir. I don't want to hear anything. So it should be really good. I think it's going to be a really, really good match. I'm excited for it. Now, we've also got, and this is going to be a cracker as well, Eddie Edwards versus Mike Bailey.
Wow. Did you guys see what Brian Myers had to say about this match? Brian Myers has sent a message out to Eddie Edwards saying, I'll keep an eye on the NXT reject. You take care of the guy who you always beat in the ring. Brian Myers is going down a mismatch really hard. I saw that and sent it to everyone before I jumped into the StreamYard, pissing my sides laughing.
I just noticed Bonkers is in the house. I didn't see Bonkers. When did you creep in, young man? So it's all good. We are apparently also going to hear from Josh Alexander. I'm not sure what that's about. We're also going to hear.
He's going to be pretty pissed off at
Hammerstone. Yeah, of course it is. Yeah. So we'll get the rubber match, I'm sure. We're also going to hear the explanation from obviously Rich Swann, AJ Francis. I'm sure we're just going to hear it from AJ Francis by the sound of it. So we've got those segments to take care of. And the other match that we've got advertised is Steve Macklin versus Chris Sabin.
Wow.
I think this is a sign. I think Sabin's going to put over Steve Macklin.
Yeah, what a great way to finish things off for Sabin and Steve Macklin, though. You know, it's just such a great way to see that this guy is the future of the company.
Yeah.
You know, type moment. It's just such a great sign of respect for Sabin to do this, and Macklin's just incredible. So
absolutely. I think it's going to be an amazing match. I just don't, I don't know anything. I don't watch spoilers. I've got no interest in spoilers.
No.
But I would love to see Chris Sabin, put over Steve Macklin at this point.
Yeah.
I love this match!
So that's what we got set up for Thursday. I've not heard anything else yet. I'm sure there'll be some sort of impromptu match to take place as well, as there always is. That'll come out of one of those, segments. We might get something going on there. But I think, guys, that's pretty much all we've got time for this week. What an incredible show. We've talked about, obviously, all the news of rumors. We've talked about Impact and Xplosion, and we had an incredible guest in Jake Something, surprise guest. Guys, you need to let everybody know that Jake was on the show. I'm going to see if I can sort that segment out, but I think it's awesome that he was on the show. And
I think it's amazing. I got goosebumps. I'm still tingling a bit from that. Oh my god! And literally just before we went we went live, I got a thumbs up from Jake Something on Twitter. For advertising the show.
Yeah,
mentioning him.
Jake obviously knew he was coming on.
Yeah, that's like but it's always nice, not nice when any of the Impact talent, shows some respect and shows some love for the guys here. It's amazing. I can't thank everybody enough for that. It's amazing. Leon Slater's done it in the past. Felicia Edwards has done it quite a few times. It's just it's really, really nice.
Yeah, no, definitely. Now, also, if you want to show your support for TNI-UK, the TNI-UK team, please feel free to super sticker us or head over to prowrestlingtees.com/Total Nonstop Impact for some great shirts, or head over to our exclusive Spreadshirt merch store. Links are, of course, below, and of course, you can go and check out our merch via the shop on the YouTube channel. So definitely go and check that out. Some really cool stuff on there, including, I believe, I haven't checked it actually, but I believe our new logo shirt is going to be on there as well. So go and check that out. All TNI shows are available to all of you listen on the go fans as audio only via SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to your favorite shows. We are there. Where can we find you on the old socials, Joe?
You can jump onto Facebook, X or Twitter, whatever it's called, or YouTube. look for hashtag empty space or hashtag into the void. Or if you fancy to hear a taste with any sense of humor, hashtag Daily Eagle. Or you can look on Facebook and look on Facebook and Twitter. Look for me on Twitter at Joeker Empty Space. But whichever way you go and however you look for me to step into the void, approach the open mind. You just might keep your sanity.
And what about yourself, Limpster? Where can we find you, buddy? What nightclubs can we find you next? This week.
To be fair, this Easter weekend, I'm actually off to Bristol. And I'm playing the last set on this weekend's going to be mad because they changed the time over the weekend. The clocks go back in the UK.
Yeah.
So I'm on the last set, so I've got to kind of remind myself not to push the other DJ off because I might actually still have an hour to go. But I'm going to be melting people's faces in Bristol this weekend, so that's pretty cool. For an event called Master Ravers. Oh, a lot faster. I'm probably going to be finishing my set in around 210 beats per minute. So yeah, it's going to be faster.
Oh, looking forward to that. Okay, and where can we find you on the socials, bud?
Just LimpstarUK with no space in the middle. Just I'm there on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Facebook. I'm loving TikTok at the minute. I'm seeing quite a lot of TNA stuff related and that. There's a lot of fans on there. So, by all means, just stick an at in there or message me on there and I'll be sure to get back to you.
Good man. And if you're interested in following TNI on the socials, you can find us on, of course, the X. You can find us on the Facebook and the Instanet at We Talk Impact for every single one of them. Find me at Lord Bison 45, of course, on X. And if you're interested in following me on TikTok, where I do a lot of my sort of kind of like motivational stuff, and I'm now doing a bit more to do with Impacted on there as well. But if you want to follow me on at Bison by Design, and you will find me. Please take the time to help us out moving up the rankings on YouTube by giving us a thumbs up. And if you're new to us and you like what you see, then please consider hitting that subscribe button. And don't forget, guys, to give the bell a tickle.
J-Bone hates that.
Or you never miss any of the TNI-UK and US team's great TNA-related content every single week. With all that said, I've been Bison, and of course they've been the Joker and the nightclub man himself, the Limpster, and this has been episode 174 of Impacted. Take care, everyone.
Take care, guys.